What's up, guys? It's fermagic.
It's uigo.
So today I want to talk about the new Jean Grey uniform. I see on a lot of forums that people say the new uniform is not good. The uniform is a waste of crystal, and we do not agree with this statement because we think that the new uniform Jean Grey is actually ridiculously strong. So we have a few timeline footage. It's all on auto. So for the first few days, my Jean is on level 60 with a rare uniform, and she's already killing, T3 Thanos, T3 Captain Marvel, T3 Captain America, etc., which is pretty ridiculous because I've never seen a character that can kill or consistently defeat tier 3 characters at level 60. So pretty much I don't understand why this uniform is bad in the first place.
And she can actually tank Captain Marvel's 4th skill although without the damage proc or the buff, but she can tank it at level 60, which for a level 70 tier 3 Deadpool, he can't really do that. He'll get killed at an instant with the skill cast. So Jean Grey actually can tank a lot of damage at level 60 even.
Yes. I think it's true that the Jean Grey 60th new uniform cannot consistently beat T3 characters, but the fact that she can beat them at maybe a 30% chance, 40% chance, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
And it is on auto even, not manual play. So.
Yes, because the level difference, the gear difference, and the stat difference from tier 2 and tier 3, it shouldn't be possible for a character at level 60 to beat a tier 3 well-built characters. So what I did is, at level 60, I tried to play against talent battle against the random players, and then when my Jean Grey went to level 70, even though her gear is still plus 20, I played her against several of the Dream members, and she still has a win rate of around, I think, 40%, 50%, depends on the AI. But she's tier 3 Jean will definitely, with the new uniform, will definitely be the best PvP character in the game right now.
And so let's basically just take over Strive's position for your team.
Yeah, so let's just try to analyze the new uniform first. So
now, first of all, her uniform bonus is just 50% of increase to all attack, which is very good bonus already for uniform, because you don't really have a raw buff of 50%, and because she costs the same crystal as Thanos, which is 15,000, and you have plus 35% all attack when you finish leveling up her uniform. So in total, you have plus 50% all attack on Jean Grey, and which Jean Grey already has a ridiculous amount of stats and ridiculous amount of energy attack on her stats, and her HP is already really high. Now her skills is basically all changed except her resurrection passive, her T1 passive, and her T2 passive changed to all resistance plus 50%, but since she's a native tier 2 character like Thanos, she already has a native resistance of plus 50%, which means with this uniform equipped, she'll have 100% resistance towards all elemental damage. And that's quite huge because Jean herself deals elemental damage as well, and Thanos sometimes with the meteors deals fire damage and stuff like that. And also she has decreased 30% of damage received, that means a raw decrease of damage, so way less damage taken from herself and from others.
So I think one of the comments the community say about Jean Grey is that she does not perform well in PvE content with the new uniforms. I think that she will not be the best PvE characters for Marvel's Ultimate High stage, but from stat wise, because she has 50% all attack increase from a uniform, she'll definitely be a better character in PvE than without the uniform. So even though if you are mostly a PvE character, this uniform is still valuable for you. So now moving on to her skill specifically, her skill 1 and 4 has no iframe. Her skill 2, 3, and 5 has partial iframe. So she does not have a full iframe, but she has more iframe compared to her before the uniform. The main changes in her skill comes in skill 3 and 5. So in her skill 3, there is the additional 5% decrease in mine resistance, a huge increase in the guard hit
From 3 hits to 8 hits?
Yes. And also the increase in recovery of her skill. So notice if you look at the skill, her recovery comes from the damage received by her opponent. So the recovery rate from Obelisk, ISO, and Urus does not benefit this skill. So do not put any recovery rate related Obelisk, Urus, or ISO on Jean Grey. It does not help her.
Her recovery is calculated from the damage received towards herself. So
yes,
that's the part.
And her 5th skill now has the additional reduce all speed, reduce all defense, and a stun.
But actually, the reduce all defense is just switch from the 3rd skill without the uniform equipped to the 5th skill.
Yes.
Being from minus 25% to minus 18% for 3 seconds.
I think the skill in general has a good improvement as well, because without the uniform, Jean's 5th skill can sometimes miss. Like the tornado will not come out if the opponent suddenly goes to iframe. But now, with her new 5th skill, her 5th skill will still activated even if the character suddenly disappears or uses iframe. And also, if you watch our previous video about the difference between super armor and immunoguard break, you know that there's a difference between skill that pierce super armor and skill that pierce immunoguard break, and the new 5th skill on Jean Grey's new uniform can pierce immunoguard break. So
the singularity ball.
Yes. So whenever it hits, your opponent cannot move, and basically you just one-shot them. But then the problem of Jean Grey's old 5th skill, where the skill sometimes cannot function properly, changes to her 3rd skill. So sometimes when she's using a 3rd skill and her opponent goes into iframe or whatever, she can miss the skill. So the skill stopped abruptly in the middle. So, but I think it's not a huge problem because her main hitter is her 5th skill. So as long as her 5th skill can one-shot her opponent, she'll be fine.
And for her AI, I believe that I've seen Jean Grey with the uniform equipped do a lot more 5th skill than before. Like the usual problem for Jean Grey in without the uniform is that she doesn't use her 5th skill ever. Like the only way that she will use her 5th skill is when she dies and revived. Then she will cast her 5th skill, and maybe she will get cancelled by it. But right now with the uniform equipment, she really favors using her 5th skill and her 3rd skill. She uses it a lot. They just rotate through it, and sometimes using the 4th skill and not really using the first 2 skills that much.
Oh yeah, so I think we don't have tier 3 Jean Grey yet, but we have a few datas on the other tier 3 Jean Grey in the meta right now. So the main comparison here when it comes to PvP is the people are asking whether tier 3 Jean or tier 3 Thanos is better. I think that it's evident that tier 3 Jean is better.
With the damage potential that Jean brings, is just you can't really tank that amount of damage from Jean anymore. Like for Strive, you try to counter the tank meta by actually incapacitating your opponent, but for Jean you just straight up one-shot them with your 5th skill.
Yeah, so Jean's 5th skill or 3rd skill can just kill Thanos. I think tier 3 Jean. But for Thanos to kill tier 3 Jean Grey, he needs to use his tier 3 skill.
Or like if you get a hit on his 5th skill without keep being cancelled, then you might really kill a Jean Grey.
Yeah, but then because Jean has 2 health. So I think Thanos is very not favored against Jean Grey when they're both tier 3 and like both well built.
And not to mention Wolverine will just get melted because he's combat type and Jean is blast. And with the type enhancement enhanced to like level 5, you can just whatever random skill you can do to actually kill.
Yeah, so Jean Grey kicked away Wolverine from the meta, and Deadpool is kind of back again because he's speed, so he's not as vulnerable.
He's not taking as much damage as Wolverine.
Yeah.
But still, Deadpool can't really kill Jean Grey in any way.
And so, to sum this up, I think we can talk about the preferable custom gear for Jean Grey, because Jean Grey her job is not to tank anything. Her job is to kill people, one-shot people. So we believe she should have a damage proc obelisk. Now Iminu Godbreak is essential because she's a PvP character. For CTP, I think the best CTP for her is CTP of Destruction.
Yeah, it's still using destruction.
Yeah, or you can have regeneration. I think it's either one of them, but I prefer destruction. And for obelisk wise, it's I think immunogog break, max HP, dodge, ignore dodge, mind damage, and damage proc. I think these are the best options for her.
But we still think that Civil Destruction is the best with the 30% chance to pierce through everything.
Yeah, because not all of her skills can pierce.
Only her 5th skill has the pierce and is at 80%. And if she doesn't recast her 5th skill, then you can still have the activation from the CTB itself.
Yeah, so I think this is it. So thanks for watching. If you like our videos, remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, see you guys next time.
Bye!